friends, my name is Hamid. Today I'm working on this 24-inch under counter wine cooler made by Subzero. The model number is uc-24bg-s-th. The customer's complaint is that it's not cooling properly. When I went to this customer house on the first day, there was a little bit of ball of ice buildup inside where the evaporator is, and I had to go through some testings to find out this unit had leaked. So today I'm going to replace the whole evaporator assembly, the dryer filter, and I will also add an access valve on it, recharge it back in, and that takes care of the problem. The part number for the evaporator for this unit is 7002174. In order to get the correct part, you need the model and serial number. The serial number is very important. And the evaporator, this is the evaporator the way it looks. When you order this evaporator, it comes in a big bulky box where the part number is also written down, 7002174. With the evaporator, they will also send you a dryer filter, which is very important to replace when you do the evaporator. These access valve, they come in different sizes. You're gonna need 1/4 inch 1x4 to install one of these access valve in order to vacuum and recharge the system back in. So I'm gonna explain it to you what needs to be done here, and then we're gonna go through the practical work. The first thing we have to do is remove the evaporator. To remove the evaporator, we have to recover all the gas from inside of the unit. I have a recovery tank. If you have gas left inside of the unit, the Freon, or they call it Freon or gas, which is R134A on this unit, we have to cover all of that by using a recovery pump and reclaiming pump. And also we have an extra cylinder that we are going to reclaim all the gas and send it back. But I'm not going to go through all of that because there's no gas left inside of the unit. In case if there's gas left, it's important and necessary. It's a professional way to remove it, recover it, reclaim it, and then cut your hoses on the evaporator and then go after that. To replace the evaporator on this unit, it also comes with the heat exchanger. This part is the heat exchanger. This is also capillary tube. The good part is Subzero would send you the evaporator with the heat exchanger. If you don't have heat exchanger and you are doing an evaporator, I highly recommend you to order this evaporator separately to be on the safe side, because anytime you want to do the evaporator repair, it's very important to replace the heat exchanger at the same time. If you do the evaporator, not the heat exchanger, the customer will call back after 1 or 2 years, because first you had problem or you had leakage in the evaporator, and now customers calling back for same issue, but this time it's not going to be your evaporator, it's going to be your heat exchanger. To do this properly, save your customer some money and do a honest work, you have to replace both of them at the same time. Luckily, I got both of them at the same time, and it's very nice of Subzero to send me the extra dryer filter. This is about $7 part. They go from $7 up to $32, but I got one of these. So the first thing we are going to do is we're going to remove all the shelving from inside of the unit. The customer did this already by opening the door. You will see all the shelves there. It's already removed when I picked this up from the customer house. So we're going to remove the inside cover, the backside cover, and then I'm going to show you the rest of the procedure. The first thing I'm going to show you is the model and serial number on this unit, which is located right here. The light bulb, and this is the cover we are going to remove. There's 2 screws we are going to remove. This is the screwdriver we are going to use. You can use a hand screwdriver or a drill. This is Phillips PH2, it's Phillips number 2. We're going to remove those. Okay, so the plate is out. I'm actually working with Anil Wafa, my brother, who came in from Toronto to help me on this. We're gonna remove both of these side sliders where the shelf goes, but we added a dot right here, one dot is here. See, it's a different position. One is at the center. When we remove these to reinstall it back in, we want to make sure to remember where our dots are. This one, and the same thing, this one goes here. Okay, we can remove these. Okay, once you remove the side sliders, you can lift up the panel by wiggling it back and forth, and it lifts up. The panel is off. You can keep it on the side to make sure you don't scratch it. And then this is our evaporator, the evaporator fan motor, heat exchanger, everything is here. Take pictures before you even remove it, and also before you remove the evaporator, just have a line like this. When you reinstall your new one, you want your evaporator to go under this line where I put right now. I have confirmed that there is no gas lift on this unit, and we're gonna cut the evaporator here. To remove the evaporator, you can just cut it from here. See, if there was gas, it would just you would see it or you could hear it. Same thing, you're gonna cut it from here. Once you cut the evaporator, you wanna add a line here at the bottom of this foam, at the bottom of this, at the bottom of this, and then on the top, so that way you know how they go back. We're going to remove the screws that hold the evaporator in place. They're both Phillips. I also forgot to show you the thermistor, which is going here, so I had to add two lines. It's straight to the thermistor. When you pull out the thermistor, you make sure to insert it all the way until it reaches this area. Okay, so now you can remove the thermistor. You just hold it like that and pull it out. Thank you. There's one screw that holds the heat exchanger in place. We are going to remove that too. To remove the rest of the heat exchanger, we're going to cut the foam from here, bring it up a little bit, and then you can just cut it off from here. At the back of the unit, in total we have 7 screws to remove. They're all Phillips. I got 2 here, 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 and there. Three from the bottom, 4 on the top, 3 at the bottom. Okay, so once you remove the back panel, we have this access valve. This access valve, when I was checking the pressure on it the other day, it showed that there was no gas lift, and that's how I knew that I had to cut the hoses from inside. Otherwise, if you know there's gas, you have to do the reclaiming on it. You have to remove all the gas from it. To remove the back panel, you disconnect this electrical wire from here, remove your ground, which is at the bottom right here. You have to hold your drill from the bottom to here and then remove it, and then the whole panel you can keep it on the side somewhere. Once you remove your back panel, we're gonna tilt the whole unit to its back by using the empty box at the back. We're gonna keep it like that. Yeah, it's good. So you're gonna tilt it on its back, and then you have to work on it from the bottom here. What we are gonna do right now is we are gonna remove all of these screws. and the screws from here. But before we remove this, we have to remove the door. In order to remove the door, we're going to remove the hinge from here. It has a lot of pressure, so you have to be very careful when you remove it. And then you can lift up the door, or actually you cannot lift up the door. You also have to remove the screws from the top of the hinge, and then you can remove the whole door. So what you can do is maybe remove the screws from the top first. The same Allen key that we use it for piercing valve is the same size for the top hinge. You can remove it. I would say, to make sure you get a good grip, use this side. Okay, that's good. And when you remove all of these screws, this will not get off from the door until you remove these. But you don't have to remove this, you can leave it alone. And now we're going to work on it from the bottom. To work on it from the bottom, we are going to remove these two. You can use Phillips or 5/16. Okay, so now it has a little bit of pressure. You have to be very careful when you remove it. So what we can do is try to open the door, make sure the door doesn't fall down from there. Open it. Be careful, the door may fall down. You can hold it from the handle. Okay, so the door's off now, as you can see. And make sure to add it at the same position when you reinstall the door back in. You have to leave the door somewhere to make sure you don't scratch anything. And now we are going back to the unit. This time we're going to remove all the 8 screws from both sides. So now the bottom of the unit is completely loose. We're gonna stand it back again, and then what we are gonna do this time, this bottom will stay in place, but we are gonna bring the whole unit a little bit towards the front. You can also help your partner, whoever is helping you, bring it down. You're good. Now I'm gonna get to the back of it. And this time we're gonna have to push the whole unit towards the front. The bottom stays in place. I removed the piercing valve, and I'm gonna use one of these to help myself here. Okay, I think this is more than enough. And now we're going to remove the heat exchanger from the bottom. It's better to wear gloves if you're a new technician, or if you don't know what you're doing, because you may cut your fingers or hand here. And now you can just pull it out from here slowly. So before you pull this out, you may want to remove this hose from here. I have removed the wedge pump here because it may explode while we are unsoldering this pipe. So what I'm going to do is I'll lift this up. I got a couple of pieces of metal here I'm going to use for the floor protection and for the unit protection. I can add something. I'm going to have to get rid of this insulation because it's going to smoke and smell. We don't want anything like this. that's gonna smoke or smell. And I'm gonna use one of this right here. And at the same time, I got some towels. The towels are wet. Just gonna keep it here just in case. This is my turbo torch I'm gonna use here, and you can smell it. Okay, so we are gonna the moment you see it changes its color, that's the time you want to pull it out. If you pull this out too soon, it's gonna break inside of the compressor port and you're gonna have a bigger problem. Then possibly you may have to replace your compressor, or if you're an expert, you're gonna have to do something to get away with it. So take your time, be patient, and just pull it out slowly. Now you have to wait, or you can just use a towel, a wet towel. To cool it down. Once it's cool enough, this is also hot. I'm working on the garage. I can leave it on the garage, but if you're working in a customer house or on the flooring, then you have to be careful to put this somewhere that you're not going to burn anything. And now this part is off. See how nicely it's coiled up. When you reinstall your new evaporator, you want to make sure to recoil it the same way, if not exact, to make your job easier and do the job successfully without any issues. And now we're gonna remove the dryer filter. In order to remove the dryer filter, it's held by a tiny screw, but for removing that you need to use a 90-degree angle drill bit, and how it looks. So the screw is right there. That's the one I'm going to remove. That hose, there's a plastic holder that holds the dryer filter in place, and because of that you have to use a 90-degree angle Phillips drill bit. Once you remove this, remember the way it looks. You're going to keep it on the side, and now we got the dryer filter in our hand here. Let me cut this up. There's the capillary tube that I had to cut, and then this is our dryer filter. So the dryer filter is in a really abnormal position here, so you have to extend it and then cut it from here. We're gonna have to cut the dryer filter first, the lines, this one, which I use the piercing valve to create a hole to check the pressure of the gas, and then this one, you actually don't have to cut it with this. We're going to use a regular cutter. This is the regular copper tube cutter. We're going to open it and then cut it from here. So the way you're going to cut this, I'm going to show you an example before I work on it there. So you see it has an opening. There's two wheels. This goes between two wheels like that. See, and then this blade comes from the top, and then you keep turning this, it keeps cutting the pipe. So I'm going to show you here. It's called tube cutter. Hold it like that. See, it's not the best, but it's better than nothing. So keep turning it, 1, 2, 3, and then retighten it a little bit. 1, 2, 3, retighten it a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, retight it. 1, 2, 3. Retight it. 1, 2, 3. You can keep doing the same thing until it breaks, or if you're sure that it went a little bit more inside, you can kind of wiggle this back and forth. Here, it's open now. And you're going to do exact same thing right here to remove this dryer filter. You may want to open it a little bit. Insert it here. Make sure you see it going between two wheels so you can cut it properly. Retight it. No. Now we can cut this. 1, 2, 3. Tight. 1, 2, 3. Cut. Retight it. 1, 2, 3. Retight it. That's already off. See, it's ready now. Now we're going to clean this pipe. We're also going to clean this pipe. So the way it looks is kind of like this. You need a sandpaper, or you can use a paper like this. See, or you can use a brush like this. The back of this brush is 1/4 inch, 1x4. By using this, what you can do is you have to put it in your drill, and I'm going to show you an example here. So the way it looks right now, I'm going to show you this one. Hold it like that and keep spinning it. See how nice and clean it looks? You can use this brush, or you can use this. With that, you have to kind of hold it, spin it back and forth. That's the same thing. Also, if you have sandpaper, you can use sandpaper to clean it. Can you hold this, Anil? Thank you. So if your pipe is like that, you want to use this, kind of go like this, go back and forth like that. It does a really good cleanup. And then if you clean it here, the same thing. Now you can go back and forth like that. So I find this brush to be very easy and convenient for me. I use this. You have to be very careful. The sliver can come off from here and hit your eye, so because of that you have to be careful. If you know how to use it in a right direction, go for it. If you don't know how to use it, please don't take a chance on it, because it's gonna blind you. So if the hose is like this, you hold it like this, opposite from your eyes. If the hose is like that, now you cannot use it opposite from your eyes, so you have to kind of hold your head towards a different position where if it comes off, it's not going to hit your eyes or face. So it's risky to use, but it's very fast and convenient. You can also use this as sandpaper. I don't have sandpaper right now. I have it in my toolbox, so I'm not going to waste my time to show you. You should know what kind of sandpaper you're going to use. And the same thing, even if it's facing towards your eye, you can hold your hand like that, or wear glasses, and then you can clean it like that. Clean. The same thing, if you want to use it on this, you have to hold it in your hand tight and use it. You can see the compressor, it's easy, but you cannot see that. So in order to confirm if you did a good job or not, you need to use a small mirror and a flashlight. I have a flashlight and I also have a mirror. You can use the mirror and flashlight at the same time. Hold it and look at it from the bottom, turn it around, look back and forth. Everything seems okay. If it's not looking clean, you can always use the brush again or sandpaper to see until you get it really good and clean. This is the dryer filter. I like to use this, and I prefer using this. You see this arrow? This arrow tells you that this side is the capillary tube, where the capillary tube goes, and I'm going to show you where the capillary. This is the capillary tube. You have to install it like this. And then this other side, which is here, this is your high side. This goes on your high side, on the condenser side. You're gonna reinstall it there. To reinstall this, what you can do is, you have to, first of all, you have to remove this shredder valve here. You can use a special tool to remove this. It's called shredder valve. You can remove it like that to make sure you do not burn it or overheat it, because if you do that, you're gonna have issues. Keep it on the side somewhere, and now you can bend it a little bit to the side. The same thing, you bend this one, not too much, but just a little bit. And the same thing here. We're gonna cut this side for the capillary tube, this side for the high side, and then once it cools down, we can put our shredder valve back in. So first we are gonna cut this. The same thing, I'll show you how to do this. Insert it inside, open it, we tight it back in. Once you know it's tight, you can go. You do not over tight it too much, because if you do that, it's gonna cause issues. I did it, see, it's a little bit problem now, but it's okay. You can change your position from that spot to a different spot. Okay, 1, 2, 3, tight. 1, 2, 3, tight. 1, 2, 3, tight. 1. Here, it's good now. You can clean it. And now I'm gonna cut this side. One, 2, 3, tight. 1, 2, 3, tight. 1, 2, 3, tight. 1. Here, it's good now. Clean it. Remember, when the dryer filter is in your hand, it's very easy that you can turn it and see where it doesn't look clean. And this side, you can line it up there. If it doesn't line up, you have to use a swedging tool. The swedging tool is a tool that you're gonna insert inside and increase the hole size. So if these two pipes, they're both looking the same, and you wanna insert this one inside here, there's no way that you can weld it like this. In order to insert it inside, it's called swedging. You have to increase this hole size so you can insert this, or you can, which is this one. See, it doesn't fit inside here. This is the other part of that pipe here. I'm gonna use a swedging tool. This is the swedging tool that holds the pipe in place, so you kind of insert it inside. You can buy these, insert it inside like that, and then tight it. So this tightens it really hard. And now you can use the swedging tool inside here and hit it with a hammer from the back. I didn't find my hammer, but you can see the hole is getting bigger now. The more you hit it inside, it's gonna get bigger and bigger. See this? The tip looks thinner. If you swedge it a little bit more, if you hammer it, it's gonna become 1x4. It's gonna be a 1/4 inch size. See, it keeps getting bigger, but I'm just showing you this as an example. But for the dryer filter, I do not have enough space because I made a mistake by crimping this like that. So I have one option only here. I can just use the swedging tool here and hold it with my hand. There's a risk of damaging this dryer filter. If you damage it, it's not end of the world. You can buy another one, or you can have another one. I have a couple dozens of these always with me. You can kind of just like that, and I'm gonna try it now. It's perfect, I think. See, same size, gets inserted easily. See, make sure this is clean, make sure that's clean, and then you can reinsert it inside. Like that. And you have to somehow hold it with something so it doesn't come off when you're doing the welding. Let's see if I can do something here. I have to straighten this up a little bit. I think it's okay. Worst case, I'm gonna add something right here so it won't fall down. And now I'm gonna show you the way the dryer filter that looks. The dryer filter side is switched, and you're gonna insert this together. Again, make sure they're clean. They kind of sit like this. They're sitting there like that, but it's more inside. And then now you're gonna use your flex. You kind of, your pipe is like that. You're gonna use the flex. You're gonna use the flex like this all around here at the bottom. And now we are gonna resolder both of them together. We're gonna use a turbo torch and this rod, 50-50 rod, and we are gonna resolder it. But in order to resolder this, you have to have some protection here. You cannot just use your torch there. So you may wanna put something like this. Make sure to not burn anything there. You need a longer rod, and to make your job easier and do this properly, you have to kind of make like a L shape, like a hook, and then you can use it there. I'm gonna use my torch now. Okay, go full blast on it. Do not leave this on the ground. Put this on a plate, on top of a steel, or on a wet towel. And now you're gonna look at your solder to see how it looks. You have to look at it really good. It doesn't look perfect, but it's looking okay. I don't see any problem here. In case if you get the feeling, just the feeling, that you did the soldering and it doesn't look good, please resolder it back in. Spend another 1-2 minutes on it, because you do not want to regret this after you complete all your job and then you find out that you have a leak because you doubted that you're gonna have a leak, but you ignored it. or if it has an open spot but you ignored it, now you're going to do everything from beginning again, and it's a big waste of time. So make sure your solderings are good, and if it doesn't look good, you got your torch, resolder it back and spend time on it, make it look perfect. So now while we are waiting for this to cool down, we're gonna do a preparation for reinstalling our brand new evaporator here. Before you insert your new evaporator, you may want to get rid of all of this stuff here. Just push it in. You may want to use a flat screwdriver to clear and clean it up from here. Because you're making enough space to insert this from that hole. To get the evaporator ready, what we are going to do is we have to straighten this up. That, hold it. Do not remove it from here, but you can straighten it up. And now we need two people. One person is going to insert this from inside slowly all the way, and another person is going to work on it from the back and pull it out. Okay, so I'm ready here, and you can insert this capillary tube first. Go on in 45-degree angle, and then hold your evaporator in your hand. I got this. You can go at the back. Keep pulling out the capillary, and if you wait for me, I'm going to show you how I'm holding the evaporator. See how I'm holding it all the way up with one hand, and with other hand I'm helping Anil to get more the capillary tube in. So yeah, keep pulling it up. You pull it out all the way. You're good so far. And now I'm going to give you the heat exchanger here. Okay, keep going. Keep pulling it up. Okay. Okay, wait. Okay, keep pulling it out. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Wait. Okay. And you can see the way I'm going down here slowly. Okay, so you may kind of have to play around here too. Keep inserting it and help your partner. Okay. Okay, wait now. You may want to pull some of the insulation, because you're actually pulling the heat exchanger but not in the insulation, so maybe try to pull out the insulation slowly. Yeah, so far it seems okay. Maybe try to pull more insulation. Are you pulling the insulation? Okay. So I'm in a stage. Yeah, good job so far. It looks good. And the reason I cleaned inside here really good with a flat screwdriver was to make sure my insulation goes there without a lot of issues. Okay, pull it out a little bit more. Okay, good. I think you're good. Maybe pull it out less than ½ inch. Okay, it's perfect actually. So now we're gonna secure the evaporator before we start working on it from the back. We're gonna have to add the evaporator screws, and we also have to make sure that the evaporator fences are aligned here, and at the same time we do not want to forget to add our thermistor back in and insert it inside here. You can even insert your thermistor all the way more, even a little bit more is okay, but you can always readjust the thermistor where you add your linings there, these two lines. That way it's going to be perfect. Okay, so you can add the screws on your drill. Remember, these screws are not stainless steel. If you're lucky, you can get it. If not, then you may want to put it a little bit with your hand, and then you have to screw it in. Okay, I think it's good. Even if you hold it like that, slowly go with the drill. Okay, keep it a little bit loose until you add the other side screw. I remove this screw, and now I'm going to use it on the other side. So you kind of have to see where the screw goes. Okay, the screw is lining up. Okay, so now our evaporator is secured. The thermistor was here. We have it all pushed all the way in. You can always pull it out a couple inches. It's not end of the world, but I would say to make sure you have it like factory, bring it straight to your lines. And then this part, you kind of push it in there, readjust it. If possible, you can add a zip tie here to hold it in place. You can remove your foam from the old one and reinsert it back where it's supposed to be. Just like that. We have the capillary tube, as you can see, it's too long. The original one, the old one, the way it looks, we are gonna make a coil from it. To make a coil, the safest way is to use your flex bottle and hold it here, and then you have to kind of look at it and see how it looks, right? From here, we're gonna make a full coil. You kind of have to go back and forth. And push it a little bit more. Okay, it's good now. And now, to make sure you have it in place, see the way it looks, you're gonna have to use the old zip tie, or you can add a new zip tie just to get it done. Remove it. And now you can insert the zip tie. Just hold it like that. It doesn't have to be very tight. It's okay for now. In case if you need to add another zip tie, you can also add another one, but for now, because our job is not done, we're going to leave it alone like this. We may have to add another zip tie, or maybe do a little bit of adjustment once we add the dryer filter, the capillary tube there, and then also add this compressor side, the heat exchanger into the compressor side on the high on the low side. The next part is a little bit more complicated. This coil, this one, we're gonna make it look like this. So what you can do is you can start from the bottom and keep turning it until you make a coil like this. You can also work on it from the top to make the coil, but I prefer doing it from the bottom. That way it's going to be more easier and there's less chances of causing any issues or damaging the tubing. So what you can do is kind of have to make your coil like that slowly. You kind of have to work on it from all corners. You really have to use your fingers. Hopefully you have a strong fingers. If you don't, then it's going to give you a hard time. Make sure that the dryer filter is also in there to not damage the dryer filter here. You can use a zip tie to hold the dryer filter on the side for you, or just be careful and work on it slowly. At the same time, you can insert, while you're making the coil, you can also push it to its original position. And of course I have the other side of the unit lifted up by using this wedge pan. That way it's, instead of someone holding this for me, I'm using this wedge pan to hold it for me. And the other good part I like about this heat exchanger is that you see the way it looks smaller. This side looks bigger and fatter, but the front right here looks more smaller. And they actually made this look like this from the factory, and I really like this. In general, when I do the evaporator installation on units or heat exchanger, it doesn't come like this. You have to add a piece on it, or you have to switch one of the sides. But on this one, it just comes exactly like this, from original from the factory, which I really like, and I appreciate this. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm actually having everything ready here. This is gonna get inserted right inside here. The capillary tube, which is this one, goes right here, and then it's gonna be okay. I had to add another zip tie. It looks much better. So what I'm gonna do is, before I push the stuff more in towards this whole area, I'm gonna actually reinsert my dryer filter inside here. The dryer filter, this capillary tube, you have to insert it inside here like that. Just like that. And we're gonna have to pinch this side because it's a little bit too big. It's too wide, and it may come off if it's heated. So you need a plier to pinch this side. You're gonna kind of pinch this side, just like that. And you may also want to do a little bit cleanup here. Hold it tight. So you add a little bit of flex here. And now we're going to heat this up. When you heat this up, remember, it's very important, do not heat closer to the capillary tube, heat closer to the dryer filter side until you see it's glowing red, and then you can just touch it. And also hold the fire facing opposite by not burning anything. More than enough. Do not touch anything. And now I'm going to use my mirror and flashlight to see how it looks. Always check it after doing the resoldering. It looks good. Looks beautiful. And remember, even if it's hot, do not use wet towel to cool it down, because it's possible that your capillary tube may collapse while you're using the cold towel on it. If you're trying to cool it down, if the capillary tube is very hot, it's going to collapse while you're using the wet towel. So stay away from doing that and just leave it cure itself naturally, and then you can work on your other side here. And now we're inserting this. To make sure you know that it gets inserted inside, you can always use a marker. If you have a marker, mark it down so you can see how far it goes. You cannot just put it inside here and expect that it's going to be perfect. No, there's two ways you can fix this. If it doesn't go because there's all soldering here, the first trick is to heat this area and then insert it inside. It's going to get inside. If you cannot do that, then you're going to have to kind of hold from the compressor and kind of go back and forth. And you can see it's half an inch inside already. You have to hold from the compressor side hard, really tight, and then kind of wiggle it back and forth until you see it gets inserted inside. See, it's more in. If I heat it up and insert this, it's gonna go more in, but maybe I can get away with just wiggling it back and forth. It's much better by heating it up. The trickiest part is when you heat this up. Now you cannot have a good grip with your hand, so you really have to use a plier. If you use a wrong plier, you're gonna puncture the line, and then you're gonna have a bigger problem here. So try your best to use your hands as much as you can. If you can't use your hand, then you have no solution. You have to use a tool. So what I'm gonna do is I'll heat it up a little bit, and maybe I can use this, or maybe I'll use a different plier.
Okay.
When you use the heat, hold the torch towards the compressor. It's not going to cause any damage. But if you hold it on any other side that you don't know where the heat is going to hit, it's going to cause issues. So always, if you're in a situation like this, hold the torch towards the compressor. This is in danger, but I will have to be very careful. There's a small grommet that holds the compressor in place. This one was a little bit in danger because I was holding the heat in here. So always use a protection, something like this, or maybe leave a wet towel there. That way it's not going to damage anything like that. I'm okay, and I'm on the safe side still. But if you're not very careful while you're focusing on the main point, you're going to cause more issues. See, the compressor is hot now. Before I even cool it down, I want to use a mirror and flashlight to make sure the back looks okay. Okay, the back doesn't look perfect, but it's okay and it's acceptable. I have no issues with that. I'm reinstalling the shredder valve back in. This is a special tool and you have to use this. So I had to use a zip tie right here because and this spot on other side, when I was trying to adjust this, I was bending it, so there was a good chance that I was gonna cause issues here because they're very soft and they can break easily. So I use a zip tie to hold it in place in one position, and now I'm gonna work on it slowly. I have to insert my hand from here. It has a little bit of flexibility. You can kind of adjust it here. I would also put my cap in here just to make sure that I don't have to worry about the high side again. You can also write your cap back in. Looks good. And honestly, I don't like to use this type because the more opening you have, the more possibility you have that you're gonna have leakage here. The only reason you will get freon or gas leakage from here is if your condenser coils are not very clean, and over time the compressor overheats, that area overheats. This area overheats, it causes a little bit of issues with the rubber expanding and cooling down, expanding and shrinking, and there is possibility it may leak from here, and that's the reason I do not like these to use these kind of dryer filters. The dryer filter that has no access port looks like this. I like to use those, and I actually use those a lot, not these ones, but today I had one of these and one came with the unit itself. The good part using these dryer filters are, if you ever get problem, you can get your reading from high side, the pressure of the compressor. The high side you can check it by adding your gauge here, and of course the low side by checking your access port, that which I'm gonna add one of these at the end. You can also add one of these while you are doing the rest of the work, but I completely forgot to add this, so I'm gonna do it later on. So that's covered, and I'm gonna reinsert the rest of the hoses here. I'm gonna have to adjust it here. Remember, you had to get rid of all of these kind of insulations from inside here. We're gonna have to use really good insulation back here inside of that hole where I show you, and on top I'm gonna have to use a permagam. It's a sealant. I have to use the sealant from the back and also from inside to make sure I do not get any moisture coming in or going out, or water leakage from here. Okay, so I got this access port here ready, and I'm gonna use the switching tool. Again, I'm sorry I don't have my hammer. Okay. And if it gets stuck in here, you can always go like that. So this is ready, and I'm gonna cut this hose, this pipe that comes from other side of the compressor, comes from here, goes like that. I'm gonna cut this quickly. One, two, one, two, have to hold it in up position. Add this back in. It's clean. Add your flex. I will use my mirror again. This part is done too. I will add this feather valve back again. We insert it back in here. Now the unit is completely done, except I'm gonna have to vacuum it now for 20 minutes to half an hour. I got my gauge on. I have my gauge on here. You wanna look at this part, make sure it shows 0 while it's open or closed. The yellow line from the center of the yellow jug goes to the vacuum pump. The vacuum pump, it goes on this side. And also make sure to check your oil level on the vacuum pump to make sure it's on proper level and it's also not dirty, it's clean. And then this blue one goes to this side. And now you're gonna turn it on, make sure all the hoses are tight and closed, the high side is closed. If you want to vacuum it very fast from both sides, yes, you can also use the vacuum on the dryer filter where it goes here, the red one goes here, and then this blue one goes there, and you start your vacuum and run it for about 20 minutes or half an hour. Keep it on. Run your vacuum for about 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and then after that, after 2 minutes, you see your vacuum is changing its noise too. Right now it's a different noise. In the next 10-15 minutes, this noise is gonna change, and you're gonna hear constantly one noise, and it's gonna go like and then that's how you know that it's vacuum. You're gonna keep eye on here. So after running the vacuum for 2 or 3 minutes, turn it off. After 2 or 3 minutes, turn it off and keep eye on your vacuum before you wait for 10-15 minutes or 20 minutes to half an hour. If you don't see this line changes from 30 goes up, just in case if it goes up, then that means you have a leak. Maybe you didn't do a proper job doing this soldering here. There you have to check all your joints. If it did not move, then keep running it for another 20 minutes. After 3 minutes, everything seems okay. Run your vacuum, open it, and now you're gonna run it for full 20 minutes to half an hour. So I'm back here after half an hour, and you can clearly see how the pump sounds and the way the gauge looks. I'm gonna close it now. Turn off the vacuum. Unplug the vacuum. You still can see it's not moving. If the pen is moving, if this pen is moving, then we got a problem here. So I'm gonna remove this from here. Leave it in a safe and clean area. You do not want to put it on the ground. Keep it in a clean area. And I went for supper and I came back. But if you're a technician working on the unit and you have it on the vacuum, while the vacuum is running, you can organize your tools and everything. See, I have everything all over the places, so you will get a chance to clean everything while the vacuum is running, and you can even take some of your equipment inside of your vehicle. And after half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour, everything is clean, your vacuum is ready, and now you're ready to charge it. So now I'm gonna look at this again. If you look at the model and serial number, it would tell you how much gas does it need. The type of gas is gonna be refrigerant R134A, and it takes 3.75 ounce. That's almost 4 ounces. So I'm gonna have my stuff ready here. This is my scale, Infocon scale. I've been using this for the past 10 years. I'm very happy with it. You add your gauge here. Open this. Add your yellow line here. I need 2 extra hands to do this, so it's not easy with one hand, but I got it. Have your gauge ready. You can even add it here. Make sure everything is organized, nothing is moving. Your scale is level to the floor. There's not a lot of movement. And zero this out. This is liquid, this is gas. Vapor, this is vapor, this is liquid. We're gonna fill it with vapor. It's open. Again, you want to bleed out some of the gas here. This is more than enough. And now I'm gonna zero this out. Remember, this is on. I'm not touching anything, I'm not moving anything. You do not move anything. Have your gauge somewhere solid so it doesn't have a lot of movement. Zero out to your scale if it's in ounces or kg or pounds, which is on ounces. Have it zero again. And now I bleed this out, and then I'm going to open this. Remember, it was 3.5 ounces. Open this. Open it fully. Now keep eye on your scale here. If you wanted to charge it with liquid, then you can charge it from the high side, from where the dryer filter is. You add your red line in here, and then you can charge it that way. I prefer charging it this way, which is a normal procedure here. So it may not take the full 3.75 ounces. So what you can do is you have to force it. By the saying you have to force it, as you have to plug in your back panel back in where the wires are going here, and then run the fridge. When the compressor runs, it's going to pull more. So it's taking 1.75 ounces so far. Do you have the back panel where the electrical wire is? So here I was able to manage this and find it. Remember, you do not move anything here. You can move this, but you have to be very careful to not move anything. It's plugged in. It's not a big deal. It's a good idea to add your ground back in somewhere, even right here, just to be on the safe side. Let me see. I have to screw it in, but before I do that, I kind of want to leave my ground there, sticking. And now you're going to plug it in. Remember, it's going to pull it very fast when you turn it on. You may want to turn it on from the front where the switches are. The moment the condenser fan motor runs, the compressor comes on and it's going to pull gas very fast. So here, you have to put your hand here and watch it here. See, when you see 3.5, that's the time you want to turn this off quickly. Yeah, so this is 3.75, but when it's 3.5 here. Okay, here you go. I turn it off. It's off here. 3.75. You shut this down. Everything is shut off, and now you got a little bit of gas still left inside. You do not want to waste it, so go inside. Good. And now within a couple of seconds we are going to see the frost pattern inside of the evaporator, and then after that we are going to put everything back together. My video is going very long. It's almost over 1 hour. I do not want to waste my time showing you how to put everything back together, which is easy and simple. If you reverse everything back the way we remove everything, it should be fine. And the last thing you want to do is we want to write down our license number here, which is Mopia. You write down the ounces. How many? Do you have a marker? License for Manitoba Ozone training certification. You're going to write down the number from this at the back there, and then you add the date, what you replaced, compressor, evaporator. You can also write down evaporator, dryer, filter, and then of course the ounces, 3.75 ounces. Make sure you write down the gas type, your license number, your name, or your company name, and also add the date on it, July 18, 2025. And then you also have to check your frost pattern inside. So in the next half an hour or longer than that, you're gonna have a little bit of fluctuation inside of this gauge. It's completely acceptable. It's normal. The unit can take up to 24 hours in order to maintain its perfect temperature. And you add your cover back in. You can add your cover back in. Okay, now you're gonna adjust it slowly. So you're adjusting this. Double check all your linings, everything. You're gonna remove this ground from here and add it back where it's held by one screw right there inside. Add your back panel back in. Also, it's very important to make sure you do not have any vibration. No vibration here, no vibration on the dryer filter, no vibration here. Nothing is touching the fan. And you put your panel back in. Also check your frost pattern. You're gonna have a really good frost pattern once you put your panel back in. But look at it right now, how nice it looks. This is my frost pattern here. It's beautiful, and it goes all the way down already. It has been a couple of minutes. Put your panel back in and run it for 1 or 2 days. If the unit is inside of your garage or in your house or in your shop, somewhere that you can test it, I would say run it for a couple of days, possibly to a week, just to be on the safe side. Make sure everything is working perfectly fine. If you have shelvings, put your shelvings, everything back together. If you have a monitor or some kind of regulator that shows the temperature inside of the unit, you can also add that. I usually use a smart button. A smart button is a temperature reading device that you put it inside of the unit, and then check it after a week. It's going to show you all the temperatures when it goes to the defrost cycle, in case if it has a defrost heater, how the temperature fluctuates back and forth for a week. You can trace it with a smart button. I use that once in a while when I'm not very sure that if the unit is holding its temperature or not, or if there is any actual problem. At this moment, I can see everything is working perfectly fine. The frost pattern on the evaporator looks beautiful. The job is done. The only thing I'm going to do is me and Anil would put everything back together and keep it on the side of the garage and run it for the next 24 to 36 hours and keep eye on it and see how it goes. But other than that, everything seems okay here. If I did any kind of mistake, I'm sorry, because I'm making video and I'm doing all of this at the same time. If you think that I made a mistake, please let me know, so I have to be careful in future. Other than that, I think everything was straightforward. If you don't have cameras and video recording here, I can do this job very quickly. It should not take you more than 2 hours. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you guys have any question, please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and share it with others. You can also follow us on Facebook. It's called Hamid Appliances Repair. Again, if you have any question, please do not call me or email me. You can always write down comment at the bottom of my channel or at the bottom of my video, and I'll get back to you. Thank you. And after running the unit for more than half an hour, look at the frost pattern. It's so beautiful. Now I know it's working. I just have to press the button, push the button. The fan comes on. Well, the strangest part is I don't get it. If I got so much frost buildup here, why my temperature is still 62 degrees? That's insane. Someone needs to answer this.